Testing, sound check. Hi, T-Con. Carlos. Hi, how are you doing? And I'm getting a little echo. Got to figure out where that's coming from. Hey, Dave. How are you? Waiting to see what's going on with the video here. As you know, I've been off air for a few days and moved the equipment around a bit and hoping to get that video going. Hi, T-Con. Carlos. Hi, how are you doing? And I'm getting a little echo. Got to figure out where that's coming from. Okay. Hopefully I'm going to get this camera going. Midlands Drum Lessons. Hi, and Ray. How are you doing? Hey, Dave. How are you? Waiting to see what's going on with the video here. As you know, I've been off air for a few days and moved the equipment around a bit and hoping to get that video going. Okay, Carlos says there's video. I'm not seeing it yet on my screen, so hopefully that's the case. You're seeing my face, I guess. Okay. Nope, still not seeing it here. Okay. Looks like you guys are doing better than I am with that. So, okay, great. I will try to forge ahead. If you're not seeing anything, let me know. So I've been off the air for a bit now. Some of you know I've been moving my personal house. Turned out to be a little bigger project than I had anticipated a year ago, this coming April. I asked my wife what she wanted for her 20th anniversary, and unfortunately, she responded she wanted a house. So she got her house, and we've been moving, and 20 years of stuff in a house is awesome. We filled a dumpster, and should have filled 2. So we had 6 guys for 10 hours moving us 1 mile, and we're in, and now we're busily unpacking, and I'm finally getting my feet back on the ground after a week after the move, so should be doing a little better. So I'm looking here, Midlands Drum Lessons. Got my first Grand Seiko last month, SBGX 061 quartz, hoping to add another soon. Well, I hope you get a hold of us and we can help you with that, Midlands Drum Lessons. And congratulations, says Dave. And Carlos asked, do we already have a date for a toga party in the new house? Well, we have a date to see Carlos on April 10th. Carlos is going to make an appearance in our store. Craig will be here. And those of you that are nearby, come and join the fun. We'll be looking at watches, and we'll be carrying on a little bit. Nothing formal, just getting to know one another and having a good time. And I will show you what we accomplished. Carlos has finally broken down and bought a watch from Little Treasury. And this is the Zodiac that he had picked up from us. And he went ahead and put a pearl-on strap on it. That's not the original strap. And Carlos, how are you enjoying that piece? David Williams, meanwhile, toga, toga, toga. Oh, boy. So looks like we're in for it coming up. So, okay. I'm not, okay, there. Now I'm finally seeing myself. And got to cut some sound down here, guys. Okay, there we are. So that's sort of the news. Other bits of news. It looks like with this virus going around that there's some shuffling of the deck in terms of watch announcements. It looks like the Swatch Group is canceled their Zurich announcement event during Basel World, and I'm wondering about our planned trip to Tokyo with Grand Seiko. I'm imagining that's probably in some danger at this point. So it looks like throughout the watch industry, the announcements of new product are really fragmenting. Everybody seems to be doing their own thing, and we just will go with the flow. I was going to check out Seiko, not Grand Seiko, at the end of our Grand Seiko event in Tokyo. It looks like instead we'll be going to Florida to pick them up here in the States to find out what's going on. And there's a lot going on there. So, okay, Lawrence York, hi, new face to me. And so that's a fun thing. So let's look at a watch or two, shall we? And here out of focus, and we'll get that in focus, a cool watch from Citizen. And this is a limited edition ProMaster Eco Drive. It's called the Tsuno LE, and it commemorates a 1973 piece. The vice president for the Eastern region was in the office about 10 days ago, and I saw that on his wrist. I said, uh-oh, we better get that guy in stock. And pretty cool, orange trim on the strap. Bullhead, commemorates the bullhead piece from the 1970s. And very respectable case design, very solid. I like it, and it's here in the store. So take a look at that. Hey, Craig. Craig is aboard. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to take a little aside here, and this is going to tickle Craig. So today I had a guest here in the store, a young lady, and she represents this company, Tom James. I wonder who's heard of them. They're a very large custom clothier, and they're owner of Oxford Clothes, which Craig wears still and touts, and apparently it's the last American manufacturer of bespoke clothing. So I ended up ordering a couple of pieces, and we'll try it out. And we may end up with some kind of a little partnership going forward. Definitely involve Craig and see what's going on. So a little surprise for Craig. And this young lady would like to join us on some of our online escapades. So we'll be talking about that offline with Craig and arrange to have her on. So Carlos is still talking about his beautiful beach beater, and let me see if I can get that back on. Everything. Here we go. Whoops. So Carlos, that's working well for you. And what beach are you going to? We certainly don't have any beach weather up here, but I imagine in Panama, not quite sure what your weather situation is, but I bet it's better than what we're getting here. A lot of rain for this week. So, okay. Let's move on. Let's look at some more watches. And I want to show you a new limited edition from Astron. And let's get it up here. Okay, if I can get this in proper focus, there we are. Okay, this is a limited edition, Novak Djokovic commemorative watch, and beautiful piece, and really nice accent, red accent on the outer edge of the bezel, and very nice sculpting of the watch case. This, of course, is solar powered, and excellent piece. It's in stainless steel. I think it would have been nice in titanium, but it's actually fairly light, and I'd like to know what you think of it. Okay. Okay, so Craig likes that. And David Williams, okay, Oxford is the ticket. There you are. Craig is jumping in. And Dave definitely wants to have a video session with the company. They really seem to have first-class stuff, and priced accordingly, I might add, but very attentive to personal requirements and needs. And I got a few shirts on order, a pair of shoes, and at some point may jump into the rest of the clothing line. Okay, so Astron up and over, and let's move on to a next watch. So Seiko has been busily at work and has come out with a series of new alpinists. And sorry for the fingerprints here. I didn't have time to do some scrubbing before the show. So beautiful black dial on a bracelet piece, and I can do selective sizes, but I don't have a list of everything that I'm showing. So if you're particularly interested, I can read off the numbers. Hey, Leon Eckel is here. He was in the store yesterday and loved that Astron. And I might add regarding the Astron, it comes with a personally signed tennis ball by Novak Djokovic, no joke, and it's very cool in a little display box. So if you're a tennis fan, a really nice thing to have. He's been number one. I'm not sure if he is at the moment, but has been a number of times. A real competitor, a real gentleman. We had the opportunity to meet him a couple of years ago in New York, courtesy of Seiko. And very nice to everybody, and a good guy, and a beautiful watch commemorating his achievement. Okay, so let's move on and show you another alpinist. So this guy has a blue dial, And, or is that a green dial? I can't really tell on my light. It is a green dial, a blue-green dial. Sorry, I should have known that, or I knew that. And this one's on a strap. The ones on a bracelet are $750, and the ones on a strap are $725. And a great bargain for what they are. Nice case back movement. So Seiko's already bringing out new models early on, and we have a third one to show you. And this is sort of a white or off-white dial. Very pretty piece, as you can see, and definitely would be a plus in anyone's collection. Yep, Carlos does seem green. You're right, it is green. The angle of the lighting here, it makes it hard for me to see the color. Sometimes hard to show on the video as well. So that is it for the alpinists from Seiko Presage. And Carlos likes this one too. He may want to be adding it to his collection. He likes white dials. That would imply that you might like a snowflake, but we'll see. We have not yet conquered Carlos's resistance to Grand Seiko. So here's a very interesting piece added to the Presage collection. And on my monitor, this is looking black, and I hope it's looking maroonish brown to you. This is an enamel dial, and it's a craftsman piece, and very lovely. The craftsman is Mitsuru Yokosawa, and he's the one who did the dial. And this comes in both this brownish, maroonish brown, and a white dial that I'm going to show you in a second. And these come in at $1,100 each. So let's take a look at them. And here's the white dial version of this. Very simple, very classic. Great price for a enamel dial, craftsman enamel dial. And the movement. And that's pretty dirty. I need to wipe these things down. And Carlos likes them. Nice readability. So we have two nice white dial watches here, Carlos, and we're going to be ready to pounce when you come in on the 10th of April. See what you can fall in love with. So that's it for the Seiko collection, and I'm not showing Grand Seiko at the moment. You know, some pieces have been announced, half a dozen new pieces. I'm going to hold off till we have some samples here in the store before we get into those. So we're going to switch gears. So next, I'm going to show you the Oris Lake Baikal limited edition, and very lovely blue dial. Part of the Aquis collection, And they've been doing some really interesting environmentally oriented commemorative watches in the Aquas line, and they've done some great blue dials. This one has a little bit lighter center portion, darkening toward the edges of the dial, and apparently this is after the actual color of Lake Baikal in Russia. So limited piece from Oris. Okay. What do you think of that one? The number of people who really are into these, collecting these limited pieces. So let's move on. Here is new from Omega. And this is the Seamaster Professional Diver chronograph, and this thing is a honker, and I need to move things back to get the whole thing on the screen. 44 millimeters of Omega goodness. And so these are just in. We have them all. This is black dial, black ceramic bezel, and that's on a rubber strap. We also have them on steel bracelets, and a lovely Seamaster chronograph. And if we'll show you the case back of this piece, and I've got the sticker on it still, so you can't quite see the movement, the 9900 movement, but quite beautiful and a very substantial piece. So this, if stainless is not enough, we will be able to offer you the piece in two-tone, and quite lovely. We also have this on a bracelet, a two-tone bracelet, and need to get a little better focus. So what do you think of this one, folks? Nice gold trim on the pushers, and of course a gold crown. So we have quite a complete set of the Seamaster divers here in the store, just about every variation, and ready to go. And finally, okay, Javier Vega asked the price on the Oris, and the price is $2,400. Oh, and I need to show you the case back of that. Let me back up and do that. This is very interesting. This is apparently what Lake Baikal looks like with this patterning, and I'm not quite sure all the details of it, but it's a very interesting case back, and as you can see, it's a limited edition of 1,999 pieces. And as usual, Oris does a really nice job, especially with what they're doing with color now in their dive watches. And Stig Lunsborg asks about whether there's ETA movement in that, and I will have to check. That could well be a Sellita as well, given that ETA is closing down its availability to other manufacturers. Actually, it's been closed down and is arguing to open up sales. So a lot of pieces are betwixt and between and are offered as either ETA or Sellita. And I'll try to find that out for you. Okay, and then we get a size dimension request on the Oris. I will make the measurements. As I said, I didn't predetermine all those, but I have my little handy tool here. And so we have 44 and 14, so not too bad. 44 diameter, 14 millimeters thick. Okay, so changing up a bit, I have here the really nice dress watch from Omega, and this is the DeVille Trésor coaxial master, and this is a little bit in the dark here. It's got a wonderfully textured dial and a little hard to pick up, but reminds me of trying to give Grand Seiko a little run for the money. All right, you're getting a little better feel for it, I think. Okay, there as I turn it. So it looks like a fabric-y kind of thing, but really quite nice. Showing a little more reflectivity, I think, on the camera than in real life. And this is a real gentleman's watch, very nicely thin, and this has a manual wind movement and very attractive. Those plates look great. Okay. Looks like Dave Williams is liking that Oris pretty well, and I agree. Probably will be sold out rather quickly. All of these environmental Oris watches are pretty hot right now, and we have to scramble to get our share, and we've done a pretty good job at it, I think, and but don't wait to be too late if you have an interest. So just picked up this piece, which will be my last piece of the evening. And here we go. So we have a little Daytona here, pre-owned Daytona, two-tone, just came in today, and I thought I'd show it to you. In pretty good shape, or very good shape. And that is trying to get the date on that, 2014. Box and papers. And by the way, the GMT Master 2 that we had has gone out the door. So this is now our Rolex showpiece in the store. So Ultraman 1 Red has joined us. And how are you today, sir? Okay. And Craig is alerting us that Bitcoin has dropped down below 10K, but pumped back up again today. The weak hands are drying up. Okay. And just going back through the comments, not too much going on. So pretty much gone through it all. So Stig, lovely. If it was not for the helium valve escape, to my opinion, Rolex does it better with the deep sea. Okay, we're back on the Omega. And okay, any further comments? Dave, it looks like you like that Oris. Maybe you better get a hold of me. So I am going to start wrapping this up. Go home, continue unboxing boxes. If any of you need junk, we have more to get rid of. And sort of joking, but been a busy time. So with that, I think, and my monitor just tripped off. Not sure what that's about. So I am, lost the video again. Not sure what happened there. I lost it as well. So with that, I think it's probably best to, better part of valor, to cut it off. And did I get another SBGX 263? I'm going to have to check, Logan. And if you can reach out to me, I need to check offline. And if you can reach out to me at steve@littletreasury.com, I can answer that. And happy to do that. And sorry about the video. Don't know where it went. Again, I had taken apart my outfit here during my off time. And maybe not every plug is seated as firmly as it should be. So thanks all for joining, and we will catch you again in the very near future. So thanks a lot. I'm signing off. Steve at Little Treasury.